My name is Xiren, and welcome to Know How Things Work, the series where we explore with curious eyes how the world around us actually works. See, there's the way that we think the world works, and then there's how it actually works. Between the people that understand how things actually work and those of us that believe we know, there's created a pretty big power differential. I'm a musician, an artist, a videographer, and an avid researcher. And in 2008, I was confronted with 2 tours that came to an abrupt and disastrous end and left me with an enormous amount of unscheduled time. I used this time to start answering some of the questions that I'd been curious about for as long as I can remember. And my curiosity was piqued particularly because, if you remember in 2008, that was the year that headlines started being made about how the United States government needed to bail out banks, which was confounding to me. I didn't understand how money was made, let alone why are we bailing out in a capitalist society incompetent companies, when you would think that's the big part of capitalism, is you clear the way for competent companies when these big ones fail. I found the answers were quite surprising. And it didn't stop there. I was curious about other things, like why hasn't there been a cure for cancer? If you look back, you can see that in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, right up to today, nothing has changed in regards to raising money for cancer treatments and cancer research. It's always right around the corner. We just need a few $100 million more. And here we are today, despite having billions of dollars put into these efforts. Still, chemotherapy and radiation are the only game in town. Once again, is this one of these things where there really is an elusive quality to this particular disease, or is there something else going on here? Also, I look at my cell phone. There is always another cell phone about ready to come out that has a bigger screen, better colors, better processor, faster Wi-Fi, and it's making mine an antique the minute that I bought it. How come in 150 years since gasoline technology came along, and in over 100 years since the Model T rolled off the assembly line, there's been little to no innovation regarding gasoline burning technology or alternative technologies? Is it truly the case that in 150 years there's no human innovation in this regard? As I found, and as some of you have found, the answer to these questions is quite astounding. There is a whole way that the world works that I didn't understand. As I dove into these questions, I was looking at the world with new eyes. And I discovered that there are many solutions out there that we didn't know about, that were under-amplified. And this is the point of Know How Things Work, to bring those things to the surface, to show you some of the things that I've learned that are solutions-based, that can make a difference, that made a huge difference in my life and in the life of my friends and family. So what we'll be doing here on Know How Things Work is a few things. First of all, I'll be reviewing different documentary films. A good prerequisite to this entire series is to watch this great documentary that's here for free on YouTube called Thrive. It's an absolute excellent 101 level course in how we got into this mess in the world that we're in today. The other thing I like about this movie, and that I'll be incorporating into my film reviews, is this notion of solutions-based films. I'm not a big fan of the over Death Star reaching world domination tinfoil hat stuff. I'm a big fan of solutions-based open source, meaning you can check all of the sources of a film and see where the references come from, and then see if there are disparities or make your own opinions up. Essentially things that have hard fact behind them and are solutions driven. Those are my favorites. So I'll be reviewing not only films, but also different alternative media sources, because maybe you're looking for another source of news and information that's not corporate based, and I've found some great ones out there. In addition to that, I'll be looking at product and technology reviews, possibly products and technologies that you didn't even know existed, certainly things that I was unaware of. Also, I'll be interviewing prominent minds, some of my heroes from the alternative media, some of my heroes in the documentary and film world, and people that have great perspectives to offer on the world that we live in and making it better. Overall, the intention of this show will be leaning in the direction of health. I'm a huge fan of taking your power back in regards to this, and not treating yourself like it's auto repair. That if something goes wrong, you turn your car in to a mechanic or you turn your body into a doctor and hope that they have a solution. But really, there are so many things that you can do to take your power back and to really put yourself as it were, in the driver's seat of this bad metaphor, but that you can take your own health into your own hands and really keep yourself in good shape. And again, just a lot of tips, a lot of technology that I've found that can make a huge difference in this regard. So I'll be leaning in that direction. And starting with episode 2, we'll be looking at juicing, how it works, what are some recipes, and then what is the history that it has with healing. This media is listener supported and open source, which means as much as I possibly can, I'll be listing all of the bibliography, as it were, of where I got my facts, so you can go look at these things as well. If there's a news article I reference, if there's a fact I mention, you can go to the description below the video and click on links, including the music that's played in this video. You can find all of that as well. And the other aspect is it truly is listener supported. So at the very least, I hope you enjoy it enough to hit the subscribe button up above, which will keep you tuned in when I release new episodes, as well as like or share these videos as widely as you are interested in. And then more importantly, if you really do find this valuable, you hit the PayPal subscribe button, where I have a whopping $1, $2, or $3 monthly recurring donation. If you are really compelled to contribute, that is a fantastic way of doing it. But there's also another way, which is if you are a music lover and you enjoyed the music you hear in the background, that's my own music, and I'll have links to every song that you hear in each episode that go directly to iTunes. Any way you choose to support makes a big difference, and only do it if it's valuable and helpful to you, which I hope it is. So here we go. Know how things work. I hope you enjoy the show. I hope you find it beneficial. Thanks for watching.